Welcome. It's Monday evening here at the homestead. It's stunning. It's so beautiful. It got a little bit warm today, and after all that snow, I hate to even complain and say that. But now that the evening's setting, it's about 5 o'clock. We're getting the breezes again. Let me zoom for you. There you go. And we're getting the breezes. Still a little bit hazy. It's not as clear as it could be. See, the sun goes down behind my house, behind the mountain here. So we get dark pretty quickly, but that also protects us in the heat of summer. We get shaded pretty quickly too. So even though I would like to see the sunsets and they're behind me, behind my mountain, I can't complain. Sheesh, who can complain, right? So we pulled out the cosmos. We're ready to plant the seeds I collected from last year and the extra clematis seeds. Here we have, I wanted to show you some other uses for my hand salve. This is some leftover that I made for the muscle mend. For the muscle aches, I put in peppermint, menthol, and some rosemary. And it's just a nice warm scent. It's not as hot as like icy hot. And of course there's no petrochemicals. There are other uses for this though. They're terrific for, like here, this exposed cedar table that we have here for outside. Just rub some of that in. My wood butter is similar, but I put a little bit more beeswax in that. But even this gives it a nice little drink without being greasy, and my fingers are ready for whatever I need to do. I use this also on my hands a lot when I'm spinning so that the really fine fibers don't snag on any dry parts of my fingers. And like I mentioned earlier, because of the psoriatic arthritis and some of the other issues, my nail beds, my nails, everything are always under attack. I used to have really long, hard nails. And so I have to really keep them moist, or we have a splitting and breaking. But this basket here, this I ended up using some of the t-shirt yarn I was going to use for that bath mat that I showed you. The base is actually this was an Old Navy t-shirt that finally died. It just got all stretched out and weird. So that was most of an Old Navy t-shirt for just the base of this little basket. And then the rest of it is another Old Navy t-shirt, some jammies from Target. So there'll be memories in this basket, won't there? And I made it to where, you know how I've been talking in our class, if you've attended yet, stitches are all about height. And I can show you how to get rid of that jog later. There's a way of doing that when you're working a spiral. But here you can really see very well what happens when you change the height of the stitches. I made the back taller than the front because I wanted something that you could hang without things spilling out. My husband's already glommed onto this one. He wants to use this for our remotes. But for that, I'm going to make something shallower with maybe an oval base so that it's more the right shape for the remotes. But they'll be for on the bed behind us, so if we lean into it, it doesn't hurt. I can just attach it with that right there. So anyway, that's something we just made. And the other night, I was up real late watching reruns of Lost, actually. And I had some ideas, and so I made the base out of 4 strands of this really gorgeous cotton blend I have. And then I used 4 strands of this. This is called Mardi Gras. This is a Simply Soft by Karen, one of those acrylic yarns. And then I found some really interesting novelty yarn. I ran it through the spinning wheel, and I spun it together with a similar color so that I could make it into coils and push it, like these are coils here. And I made that into coils, and I wrapped them around and I pushed them forward until I got all these coils. And so that made it really thick, and it's got little handles hiding in there. I mean, is that cute or what? I love how it turned out. Everybody keeps putting it on their head. It seems to look like a hat. My mom and Nick have both put it on their head. They just couldn't resist. This is some gorgeous stuff I came up with. I call it blueberry pie because we have so many berries here on the mountain. And this is just intensely blue. I ran it through the wheel a couple of times to make it really thick, and then I crochet chained it into just a chain to work with, and I'm crocheting and knitting with the chain. And that has turned out really well too. I've been real happy with that. And this is another one that I came up with that's a similar idea. Now this here is similar to that yarn that I was telling you about. I haven't crochet chained this one yet, but it's a novelty that was just too thin and wispy. But once I ran it through the wheel, this was just run through one time, and spiraled it around and made it closer together. It's more workable. I can do more with this now. This is one of my yarns here that I just love. This is another Starr silk yarn. I made it a thick and thin, very rustic on purpose. And it has these spots of lovely chartreuse. I tell you, chartreuse is so underrated. I used to not like it at all. But in the right context, it's just stunning. And then here's a similar one that I made that's got more blue and pink. And that's all Starr silk waste that they pull out of the machines and cards, so it's fluffy, like dryer lint. These are some of the denim yarns that I'm going to be using in a commission that I'm doing for a client. And she loves denim yarns as much as I do, so we're doing a version of Ozark Fiesta for her. And it's going to have denim jean yarns like this tape here. I've been making some crocheted flowers out of this. It's got a gold, I don't know if that's going to pick up here in this light. It's got a gold sheen. And then this is that Woman's Collective silk I tell you about. This is also from the threads from the Starr silk machines. Instead of the fluffy stuff, this is made from the threads. And they put one strand of lurex in there. And it's just glorious. Everybody loves this. Then I also have this, they called this like an onyx, or oxide is what they called it. It's an ice yarn. But it's definitely a gold with dark brown. And we make some flowers out of that and some baskets. And then this is also for that commission, the Ozark Fiesta. This is going to be some of the warp threads. And I did that before on 3 other scarves, and it turned out fantastic. It's a linen cotton blend. It's kind of like a flat papery, but it's soft. And it just looks terrific in the warp. And these are just some other ones I grabbed to make flowers with out here. I'm going to crochet outside for a little while. This is a very dark eggplant. And with a very bright aqua color. It reminds me of a dress that I made back in the day. It was 30 years ago, and it was a beautiful silk, and I made this gorgeous evening dress, and it had extremely dark eggplant with bright pops of splashes of like watercolor, bright turquoise blue. It was incredible. And that's about it. That's what we've got out here. That's what we're working with tonight. And just enjoying the evening and soaking it all in. Watching my husband work on the coop back there, and it's coming along, and it's just incredible. So goodbye again from the homestead. I know we've been uploading a lot lately, but that's to make up for the weeks we were down when my MS was acting up more and the weather was crazy. So we're ready to kick it into high gear when we can, make hay while the sun shines. Please subscribe and like my page and follow me on Facebook and Instagram at eve.starr.millett. And please leave me comments and questions. And if you've got hand problems, if you've got mobility problems with your hands at all, I can help you because I've been doing this. And, you know, not with medical advice, of course, because that's personal with everyone, but I can give you practical advice to take your mind off the pain and to make beautiful things. This is Eve Starr. We'll see you soon.